And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said. Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now Andrew's doers. Andrew they proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier all together. Then one day, the king of Sextuple-Hand's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Sextuple-Hand is going to Frobal, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Sextuple. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Sophia said, he's going to marry me. Isabella said, no way, Sophia, you're wrong. He's going to marry me. Xavier said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad, doing chores while her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, why are you crying, Cinderella? Cinderella responds, I have lots of chores to be done, but I can't go to the ball and marry Princess Toppling. Her fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. Cinderella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand. Because of the 6 other chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 6 pumpkins. Cinderella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 6 pumpkins into a handsome coach. And then drawn by 5 strong horses, and then Cinderella's clothes into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, I've never seen such a sextuple-tastic gown, and get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? Her fairy godmother said, well, you can't. But have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Sextuple was wondering who he should marry. Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. All together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Sextuple is walking towards Cinderella. May I have this dance? As Prince Sextuple, Cinderella responds, I would be delighted. Prince Sextuple and Cinderella dance happily together, but later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both of her glass slippers. Prince Sextuple was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. He then hobbled around Six Tumbling Hand to find her, and brought the 2 glass slippers with him. By the time he arrives, he knocked on the door of the house where Cinderella, Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier lived. But instead of Cinderella, he finds Sophia, Isabella, and Xavier. Prince Six Tumbling said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can you try on these glass slippers? Sophia is first, but her feet are too big. Isabella is next, but her feet are too small. Xavier was last, but her feet didn't fit either." Suddenly, Prince Sextuple notices his Cinderella's sweet singing. Cinderella then gets so excited because she's having her Prince Sextuple back. And Prince Sextuple doesn't have to put the 2 glass slippers back on her feet because they're so uncomfortable. And then Prince Sextuple and Cinderella lived happily ever after. The end. Andrew's Drew, you want to see some sequels? Tell your friends about it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share and buy our merchandise. Oh, look at that! And if we time it just right, it's 6 minutes and 6 seconds. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 15erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 15erella. 15erella had 7 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina. All 7 of them made 15erella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all," said 15, Fiona to Nina all together. One day, the king of Quintuppleham's messengers arrived and said, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Quintupplehamis going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quintuppling." But 15erella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Quintuppling. Later, 15erella is so sad doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Quintuppling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks 15erella what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, 15erella?" 15erella responds in whimper, "I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quintuppling, but I have lots of chores to be done." 15erella's fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic." She chants the magic words, "Quintadentity, Quintadentity, Quindu," and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 15erella's chores are done, but her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "15erella, go fetch me a pumpkin." Luckily, 15erella has 15 pumpkins. 15erella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, "Quintadentity, Quintadentity, Quindu," again, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 15 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 30 strong horses. And then 15erella is reclosed into a gown and crown. 15erella said, "I've never seen such a quintuple-tastic gown, and get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" 15erella's fairy godmother said, "Well, you can't. But have fun, 15erella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will get back to the way it was before." 15erella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quintupling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona to Nina say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Prince Quintupling then asks, "May I have this dance?" Cinderella responds, "I would be delighted." Cinderella and Prince Quintupling danced happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quintupling was really worried that he might never see Cinderella again, so he traveled all around Quintuplingham to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the home where Cinderella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Quintupling finds Fiona to Nina. He then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" Fiona is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Quintupling notices Cinderella's sweet singing. The glass slipper fits! Cinderella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Quintupling back. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And if you want to see some sequels, tell your friends about it. And maybe I can do it. A big tradition. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 28erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 28erella. 28erella had 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Ella, India, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha. All 11 of them constantly made fun of 28erella and made her do all the chores. 28er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes and windows, do it all! Said the 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. And then one day, the king of Tumbling-Ham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Tumbling-Ham, his royal majesty, is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Tumbling. Can I come?" asks 28erella. But she's not invited to the ball. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Ella, India, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball. But 28erella feels left out. "He's going to marry me," said Tina, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Tina, wrong. He's going to marry me," said Winona. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me," said Elena. All the rest of the stepsisters disagree and say, "All three of you are wrong. Prince Tumbling is going to marry me." Later, 28erella is so sad, distraught and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Tumbling. "Whatever will I do?" she whimpers. 28-year-old's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, 28-year-old. I'll fix everything for you. And you'll become a princess so no one will know it's you, she said. She then waves her magic wand. Because of that, 28-year-old's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 28-year-old, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 28-year-old has 28 pumpkins and 56 mice. 28-year-old's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 28 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 56 mice into horses, and then 28-year-old's fairy clothes into a gown and crown, and a pair of glass slippers appear on her feet. I've never seen such an auto-vegetable-tastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? Said 28-year-old and climbs into the coach. 28-year-old's fairy godmother said, well, you can't, but have fun, 28-year-old. But I will warn you to return home before midnight. That's when the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. And so, 28-year-old accepted the warning. At the ball, the king of Auto-Vegetable asks, wondering who to marry, Prince Auto-Vegetable? To which Prince Auto-Vegetable himself responds, yes, father. 28-year-old arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Auto-Vegetable sees her, walks straight towards her and says, you must be 28-year-old. May I please have this dance? Yes, said 28-year-old overjoyed, and so she and Prince Auto-Vegetable dance happily together. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Eliza, Isabella, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha watched them jealously as they wanted Prince Otto to fall in love with them. They shout all together. But soon, 28-year-old realizes someone's midnight, so she screamed out of the ball, and she ran so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Auto-Vegetable and Prince Auto-Vegetable traveled all around the neighborhood trying to find 20-year-old who had captured Prince Auto-Vegetable's heart and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where 28-year-old and her 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 28-year-old, they find Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Eliza, Isabella, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha. Prince Auto-Vegetable then says, ladies, my father, the king of Auto-Vegetable, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her feet are too small. Nonsense! They fit, she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet fit either. Suddenly, the king of Auto-Vegetable and Prince Auto-Vegetable noticed 28-year-old singing. She looks rather familiar. Prince Auto-Vegetable and your majesty, is that you guys? She hollered excitedly. 28-year-old, my dear daughter-in-law, we found you, exclaims the king of Auto-Vegetable, and the glass slippers fit. The king of Auto-Vegetable, Prince Auto-Vegetable, 28-year-old, who transforms back into a princess, then lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything, and buy our merchandise at introducing.com. I know I completed the 20s and maybe the 30s later. Take care. Bye. And now, Introduce Everything proudly presents 45 Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 45 Cinderella. 45 Cinderella had 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Farah, Ophelia, Ramona, Tanya, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. All of them constantly made fun of 45 Cinderella and made her do all the chores. 45er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said them all together. One day, the king of 40 Queen Quadrant's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Queen Quadrant Tumblingham, his royal, kind, wise, bold majesty, is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Queen Quadrant Toppling. Can I come? Asked 45 Cinderella. She's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. They ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argue over who will marry Prince Queen Quadrant Toppling. He's going to marry me, said Farah, the oldest stepsister, but her younger sisters disagree. They even tear 45 Cinderella's best party dress. Later, 45 Cinderella is so sad, distraught, and upset by not going to the ball and marrying Prince Queen Quadrant Toppling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts 45 Cinderella. There now, my dear 45 Cinderella, she said. I'll fix everything for you. Nobody will know it's you. She then waves her magic wand. Because of that, 45 Cinderella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother's not done yet. She said, 45 Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 45 Cinderella has 45 pumpkins and 90 mice. 45 Cinderella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 45 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 90 mice into horses, and fixes 45 Cinderella's now torn dress and makes it bigger and better. 45 Cinderella said, I've never seen such a Queen Quadrant Toppletastic gown! And get it out of my glass slippers! Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? And climbed to the coach. 45 Cinderella's fairy godmother said, Well, 45 Cinderella, my dear, you can't but have fun, but I will warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. And gave her a clock to tell her what time it is. And so, 45 Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of Queen Quadrant Tumblingham says, Good evening, everyone. Prince Queen Quadrant Toppling was wondering who he should marry. Isn't that right, son? To which Prince Queen Quadrant Toppling responds, Yes, father. Suddenly, 45 Cinderella arrives at the ball just in time. He's walking towards me! Say Farah, Ophelia, Ramona, Tanya, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella all together. But Prince Queen Quadrant Toppling is not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 45 Cinderella. He then says, "May I please have this dance?" In which 45-year-old responds, "I am be delighted and happy to." And so 45-year-old and Prince Quinquadratumbling dance happily together. But later, as 45-year-old checks her clock and then it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quinquadratumbling was really worried that he might never see 45-year-old again. The king of Quinquadratumblingham comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find 45-year-old, my dear daughter-in-law." And so, the king of Quinquadratumblingham and the prince of Quinquadratumbling began their journey all around the neighborhood Quinquadratumblingham to find 45-year-old and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive, Prince Quinquadratumbling knocks on the door of the house where 45-year-old and her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 45-year-old, they find Fiona Ta'ella. Prince Quinquadratumbling says, "Farewell. Ladies, my father, the king of Quinquadratumblingham, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Farah is first, but her foot is too so big. Olivia is next, but her foot is too small." "Nonsense! It fits!" she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, they noticed 45-year-old sweet singing. Your kind, bold, wise majesty. Prince Quinquadratumbling, is that you guys? She heard excitedly. "My dear daughter-in-law, 45-year-old, we found you," said the king of Quinquadratumblingham. "And the glass slipper fits." And then 45-year-old, the king of Quinquadratumblingham, and the Prince Quinquadratumbling lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Underdoers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at EnderDoesEverything.com. And take care. Bye.